Clarence, little bob and weave, little Memphis order.
Can I get some fries with that?
I need some salt. keep them hands up, because boy, oh boy, we're in.
Yeah, we're in.
We are in, ladies. If you're watching on the socials, and gentlemen, if you're there as well, we are 100% in. My man, 100 grand. Willie, how you doing? Evan, congratulations, young man, killing the game. This is This Week in Barbecue, the barbecue-focused podcast that is bringing you hot takes and even hotter recipes and some sizzling news, because we are back from what I like to believe is going to be the busiest week in barbecue this year. I am your host, rather scraggly, but I'm changing that tomorrow because I've got to film. Rasheed Phillips, and joining me is the ever-slimming Mr.
Lee Garman.
He never knows what I'm going to say, so he loves it. Good morning. Morning, Erica. Good morning. It was a pleasure meeting you, meeting everybody, and let's take care of a little bit of housekeeping, and then we can get right into the nitty-gritty, the meat and potatoes of it all puns intended, since our rep sticks together for a living. Who came out the champion at Memphis in May versus Smokeslam? Everyone wants to know, but can't tell you that now because you'll hear it and then leave, so hang tight. First business.
Just go check social media.
You're We're going to talk about that part. First and foremost, that tops everything, Operation BBQ Relief, OBR. They are boots on the ground, 10 toes down. If you happen to be in Houston and you are in need of meals, replenishment supplies, they are there. They're currently set up at the Grayson Community Center, offering individual meals completely for free. Go by, see them. They'll take care of you, share that information with someone if need be. Seems like Houston really got hit. We know Dallas had a rough time because even Logan, barely made it back out to the rest of us. So had to make sure we start off with that in case there's anybody listening that needs a little bit of help. Check out Operation BBQ Relief. Stan and the guys, they're always doing an amazing job making sure they're there to provide relief, support, and aid for those in need. Next, coming up, my man, 100 grand, the Sultan of Swine, the king of Atlanta barbecue and beyond, Mr. Bryan Furman of Bryan Furman Barbecue, and Ron Connor of You Want That Smoke. Ron's probably the most supportive man in barbecue aside from David. They are putting on a meat showcase, grilling into the holidays, May 24th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., and that's going to be taking place over in Chi-Town. So we got more information coming soon, but if you're looking to learn from the best, there you go. B's a cool cat, solid guy. He'll help you in any way he possibly can. So go support him, get your tickets, eat, and let us know how it was. Speaking of, we've got Roswell's 3rd Annual BBQ Festival happening here in Roswell, Georgia on June 8th, starting at 12 o'clock. Shout out to Keenan and the whole crew for running that. We're going to drop more info. This isn't really barbecue, but I'll always shout these guys out because if you like oysters, they're worth the price. They're worth the price. You don't know the price until you've gone oyster farming and your legs are shot after 4 hours in that water and you can't get on the boat.
Then you're like, you know what? These guys can charge whatever they want.
They can charge whatever they want. and you've got a friend who's supposed to be a friend laughing at you as you struggle to get back on because your legs won't work. And you're just there like, please help me. Help me, please. But
to be clear, said friend is not me.
It is.
This might be one of the few times it's not me.
This
but
one is
not
not
me.
you. This one is not you. This is Pelican Oyster Company. They are hiring, so make sure you are fit if you're going to take the job.
Do they have a boot camp they throw you through first?
I feel like the first day is the boot camp. It's like Hell Week, but for oysters.
We'll keep you around if you can last a week.
If you can make it a week, you've earned your slot. You've earned a locker. Ellen said, I got that grill last year at the Memphis and May Festival when you did the tomahawk steaks. Wow. Well, time to put some of that meat on there. Corey's over there like, who? You know exactly who, Corey. We're not going to name any names because that's just not the kind of person I am. Corey Overton. I think Pops might have poked in here for a second. He's probably going to give me crap if he is. Let's see here. Yep, let's keep it rolling, shall we?
Yeah, let's do it.
Next up, speaking of Pops, Pops is Bludso's Smoke Tour, Smoking Out the Hub, is occurring July 26th and 27th in Compton, California. It is going to be a bonanza, huge fest. There's going to be musical acts. There's going to be, of course, food, good times. And there's got to be Hennessy as pops, isn't it? It's like, I feel like that's the first thing that was on the order list.
A bottle or two.
Or case, whatever happens. I'm not judging. But that is occurring. More and more information available. Make sure to check out Bludso Smoke Tour on social medias. And we're going to be dropping a lot of fun information. I'm looking forward to it. You're going to have amazing talent like Les Barbecue. He's going to be over there lobbing those softball-sized oxtails. We got, of course, Auntie Delilah coming through, giving us love, making sure we're all kept in line. We're going to have AB. You know, we got to hang out and roll smoke with AB last year at Memphis. It's a star-studded lineup, and somehow I ended up on there. So I'll be out there with a box of matches, starting some fires, you know, serving some things as well. So stay tuned. More and more information coming very, very soon. But also you can just visit Pops' page, and we'll have that additional information there. But it is happening in Compton, California, July 26th, 27th. There are VIP tickets available. You guys already know how I feel about VIP. If you can swing it and get it, because it's absolutely going to be worth the experience. I mean, how many times are you going to get up close and personal with a James Beard award-winning cookbook author? You know, like, hey.
Definitely not every day.
Not every day. So I'll pay it to get that close. So you guys keep that in mind. Now, a little bit of other additional housekeeping bits here. We've got to shout out our own Bryan Hall of Owens & Hall, of Secret Pitmaster, and of This Week in Barbecue co-host. They received a great little praise from the barbecue snob himself.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Daniel Vaughn. Yeah. It was really cool. Apparently, Daniel is back on the move. He is out tasting various different barbecue from all over the country. He ended up in Atlanta, Georgia, of course. And D, I know you're listening. You tune in and I support us, so I appreciate that. I know you're listening, but I'm hurt. I am shocked and appalled that, of course, when you're in town, I'm not here.
It does seem to line up that way.
It's always that way, and I'm starting to take it personal. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm starting to take it a little personal. But he did go by and he saw our brother Bryan, and he went over and he loved the burger, and he even shouted out again talking about the platter, because we all know Bryan's got a mean plating game when it comes to the platter. I think he might have served up the full Huey. So appreciate you stopping by, showing our boy some love. It's so well deserved. He also just dropped a couple other articles featuring Joey Victorian that is titled "A Barbecue Reality Show Contestant Sets Up Shop Just Outside of Waco." So where he is talking about is in Mart, Texas, which is just outside of.
So last time we were there, it was still in the stages of being built and put together.
Right.
So up and running now.
It is up and running. There's various different shout outs here, you know. Let me find a few pieces. He talks about Pops in here, what others may not be aware of. One of the smokers that is running at Joey's location was actually gifted to Joey from Pops. You know, Pops is always trying to help out others and do what he can, and that's just the kind of guy he is. Let's take a couple of nice little parts. The second the sound is changing, your voice is going straight Barry White, then it changes back. I don't know. Is that
on it? It might be the way that it's in the stand.
It could be the stand. We're using my wooden hand to hold the phone. But if I sound like Barry White, I'm not mad. Maybe we need to just put some tunes on. I wish I was a songwriter.
Put some slow jazz in the background.
Hey, welcome to the Quiet Storm. I'm your host, Rasheed Phillips. Ladies, get comfortable. Fellas, pour your drinks. No, it's interesting. Thank you for letting us know. We're going to do the best that we can, but what we can is what we're doing. It's a very interesting article. I suggest everyone read it and, get it how you feel. There's a section in there where he goes in speaking how he tried to reach Joey's establishment before, but they were always closed. But on the fourth try, he was able to try the grub. I don't know about you, but if I got someone like Daniel Vaughn trying to come by, making sure I'm there, 24/7. Well, I'm altering my hours. I got to make sure.
Doesn't he just pop in though? He doesn't
Yeah,
usually let you know,
he just
right?
pops in, but you got to be there. I guess he states that he was trying to make it there,
Got it.
and despite the social media hours, it wasn't there. Yeah,
Got it.
what's up, brother? How y'all doing? So, and it speaks of Joey's upbringing. Houston raised, Louisiana roots, but there isn't anything Louisiana based on the menu. Like the sausage that is there is a third party sausage. I feel like maybe it's because we read a lot of his stuff, but I think D's trying to help him out. He's trying to be like, hey, read between the lines. You say you're from here, but this isn't on the menu.
Yeah.
But you say it. You're growing, and it took me 4 times to get here, but you weren't there. Like if that's just me. There's one part that just sort of stuck out to me where he talks about trying to make sure, because I don't want anyone to think like I'm ad-libbing or
off the cuff.
Yeah, it's like, no, you guys know how I get down, but when it's in front of me, I'm gonna make it. That's just what it's gonna be. Let's pull this up. Boom. I love Command F.
It's the best.
Love Command F, and I quote: "Victorian's team is small. It's just him and an employee, because demand is unpredictable from day to day. In the 1 hour I spent there in the midst of what should have been the lunch rush, Victorian served 3 other groups of customers. The lean crew also means Victorians has to close if he has an event or competition to attend. I made plans to visit Victorians 4 times, but was thwarted on the first 3 due to the restaurant being closed. So check the restaurant's social media before making your way to Mart, because Mart's a bit out there. It's there, so you pick, you choose. Take it what you will, but definitely read the article, learn. I think there's a lot of tips in here for just everyone in the industry that's running a restaurant. Like Dee mentioned, there's a lot of variability. If you're in an extremely small town, you've got to do different things, and you just have to be there when the people are there and bring them to you,
Yeah.
But we have...
I will say, hey, like, you're on the radar enough for him to make it out there.
Yeah, I know
there's something.
I know D's not going over to what is it, Jim and Nick's. I would actually, if you're listening, brother, I would love for us to do a barbecue tour that's not barbecue. Let's go to McDonald's and have the McRib. Let's go to Arby's and have the brisket sandwich. Let's go to all these other barbecue places.
Quick Trip
and get their. No, let's go to Buc-ee's.
Yeah.
And get the chopped brisket sandwich. Like, let's try.
Was that guy at Memphis in May again? Because he was there. Or no, that was, what's the one in Carolina with Rodney? That's what I'm thinking.
Holy Smoke.
Holy Smoke. That's where we saw that guy.
Yeah. You're getting like me.
Yeah, I'm sorry, yeah.
You're getting like me.
I've been to too many.
They just blur, man. They blur. So let's go. I want to go to
a crowd of people, some good people to hang out with.
A bottle of Brown.
Some people come around.
Couple
late
bottles
nights,
of Brown. Some sticks.
More bourbon.
Lots more bourbon. Shout out to everybody. And let's get to the meat and potatoes, because I want to talk about it, man. There's a lot of this was a week.
And it wasn't even a full week.
It wasn't even a full week. We were 10 toes down from Wednesday, and we saw a lot.
Yeah.
We saw a lot. Before we get into Memphis versus Smokeslam, we definitely want to thank Melzy, Lindsay, the whole crew over at Smokeslam for being so welcoming and hospitable to us. 1,000,001 thank you to Justin, Joe, of course, the man himself, 100 grand, Ken, Candace. None of what happened at Memphis and Maine, that Home Depot experience setup, would have ever happened without you. No. You crushed it.
Yep.
As always. I never know how you top yourself each year, but you did, my friend. So thank you. All right, now let's see if we have any friends left after this.
Yeah. What are the bullet points? What are we hitting first?
Let's and I've got a full article that will be out tomorrow. This episode will be released out tomorrow, and you can read the full article that really gets into the its and bits of it. But we're really going to lay it all out for you right now. Gut check for you, Lee. Memphis and May, Smokeslam. They both give us a call. They're like, you got to pick one. We can't double dip. Where are we going next year? Yeah, it sucks when it's put on you, huh?
Yeah.
It's no fun now, huh?
So, I mean, here's what I will say.
All right.
It's just hard. I like Home Depot guys so much.
I know, but you got to pick.
Got to pick one.
You got to pick.
I think I'm going Smokeslam.
See?
It's still on the river. From the job that I have to do.
No,
it looks pretty.
It does. It does. It's an amazing
It's
backdrop.
very picturesque. And I will say, like, Memphis in May definitely has more clout on the competition side.
Without a doubt.
No, like, I don't think anyone's going to question that at all.
No, never question.
But the thing that I do like about Smokeslam is, I mean, I do believe that they are setting themselves up for future success and to grow by the emphasis is first, the quote-unquote customer experience.
Yes.
And then there's also a competition going on.
That's right.
And that's something that you will be able to pick up and move anywhere because they also don't have a city name in the title.
There it is. Now let's run with that. Gun in my head, and they're like, you got to eat this. If you don't answer, you got to eat a whole pack of rice cakes. I don't even know what a rice cake is.
You'd have a dry mouth. I'll tell you that right now.
I'm going Smokeslam. Yeah. I am. All my buddies are at Memphis in May.
And that's what makes it hard.
It is. That makes it very difficult. I got to, every time I get to sit down and have a sip of sweet tea with Chris Lilly and just get that wisdom. We had a great talk. I always appreciate him taking the time. I'm, showing mutual respect. When the professor of barbecue, Mr. Tuffy Stone, calls you up on stage to do work, you do it. There's no question. No one's.
I'll give you 1 second.
Yeah, like Benny and I were there, and he called us up. I was like, I'm not telling him no. You tell him no. I was like, I'm not crazy. You get up there. You respect the man who puts this work in, and you do what you're told. All my buddies are there. It truly is. But the great thing is, I know I can see my buddies throughout the tour or go over and do something. But for me, I liked what Smokeslam, and if you were at Smokeslam, you'd catch this. It was also AKA Frugoni Fest because my man Al put on a show. It was like the Apollo Theater of barbecue.
Can we also just talk about the sheer amount of weight that guy moved?
It is.
It never stopped.
He's Pablo Escobar barbecue. That's what I'm calling Al from this day on. He's the Pablo because the amount of meat weight, metal weight, all the weight. It was gone. It was like
when we went
Mr.
over there
Olympia
to hang out, we
there.
didn't even have chairs to sit on. We were just sitting on the coolers full of meat.
Yeah, and when we say meat, we mean goat, lamb, pork, whole hog, sucklings, beef ribs, pork ribs, spears, baby backs. Man had everything but squirrel and beaver out there. It was just cooking.
Which
up
he might
a
have cooked
feast.
one if you brought him one.
Which is probably true. It was so amazing. And when I say you walk in and it's titled Open Fire Extravaganza, they could not have picked a better title there.
Yeah.
Mel's and the crew, they knew what they were doing. They got Al there, and Al did what Al does, and he shut it down. He brought people into the cooking experience. You're right there. You're able to get literally up close and personal with the flame. And that is something that's extremely different from Memphis in May. Mm-hmm. Memphis in May, can't do that. Can't do that. If you don't know somebody, you can't just stroll in a Mo's tent. I don't know if you guys have been in Mo's tent. Mo's got some bodies with him. You better, they'll throw you out like Carlton on Fresh Prince. But we know Mo. We've traveled with Mo. Mo's a buddy, so we can move in and out everywhere. We have that ability, but not a lot of people do. And you can watch them sort of try to get there, and they just can't because you don't speak the language. You're just a fan. Sometimes these guys are focused in, and they want to they want to learn, but in the midst, these guys they're trying to win. Yeah. And if you can't be a value add, you're in the way.
Yep, 100%.
Versus you strolling down Smokeslam, you're going through Frugoni Fest, that whole area. You can walk right up as close as you can to the heat and flame that you can stand, and see the meat drizzle. They're shaving it off right there for you. Have a taste. And he's had some amazing talent, amazing hands with him. Shout out to D. Shout out to Dave, who's up there with Ron, always supporting all of us in the barbecue community. And we need guys like that. So appreciate you, David. Shout out to Javi. Small in stature, big at heart. This man can move weight. Like, he's building these contraptions that are crazy, so talented. So I can't wait. I was like, bro, let's do some hogs. Let's do some cows on that thing. Al brought in Carla, an amazing chef out of Miami. She's over there whipping up dishes, and I can tell when someone knows how to tame and manage a flame. She knows what she's doing.
Yep.
It's Misty, Seattle's butcher's wife, and it's a family affair. Al has his boys with him. Shout out to Luke and everybody. Brandon, I miss you, brother. Wish you could have made it out, but I'm gonna catch you on the next one. And the new inductee, Angelito Angel, you know, he went from a prospect to officially getting his T-shirt. You know, that's the equivalent of, you know, the getting your rock chain back in the day. He put in work. He made his first cook. It was absolutely delicious. We all loved it. It was a good time. So nice a question here. Did organizers of the Memphis Festival promote Smokeslam to try and push out Memphis in May? Not that we saw. Not that we saw. We spoke directly with the organizers of Smokeslam, and they were gracious enough to invite us out to provide coverage. But there wasn't that type of a push or combativeness. But legitimately, if you do not think there was a greater competition happening beside those amazing teams battling it out for the championship, you're delusional. You're delusional. Memphis in May, Smokeslam, same dates, same times, $150,000 cash prize. Smokeslam came through like, oh, you thought you were doing something. No, we got you. Luis, my man, what's up? A $250,000 cash prize. I don't think people understand how much $250,000 is. Totaled out, that's a whole $100K over for those who can't do public math.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and I know like people have contracts and there's all sorts of things like that, but like it's inaugural year.
It's inaugural year.
Fewer people there. Better chance to win.
Yep. If there was a year to make it into Smokeslam and leave with some money,
it would have just been now.
It's this year because you got all the guys, and that's part of the next story. You have everyone who's just so they feel, I guess, obligated, or they want to represent, or they're like, no, that's not prestigious. This is prestigious. Well, guys, those of you who are ruined and cheering, like, no, Memphis is May is the only one. It's the only one that matters. I'm sorry, I'm about to piss in your cereal. When Memphis in May started, it wasn't prestigious.
Yeah.
When Memphis in May started, it wasn't the only one. When Memphis in May started, it wasn't Memphis in May.
There had to be a first.
There had to be a first. And after the first, there was a second, a third, and it grew to that. I personally believe they should have just welcomed, not the competition, but welcomed the addition to the craft and the community. But instead, they went head to head and they split it down the middle, and it was clear as day. BS, do you think with some big names, Smokeslam offered more to up and comers? They had some amazing names out there. They had Mari Mixon was at Smokeslam. Melissa Cookson was at Smokeslam. Derek Wolf was at Smokeslam. Al Frugoni was at Smokeslam. Erica Blue Smoke Blair, former Memphis and May champion, at Smokeslam. You had Big T and Logan at Smokeslam. There was a myriad of people out there. So, you know, Christy, there's a lot of people that were there and showcasing and educating, and it's, I don't know, I feel that, well, let's talk about the facts instead of feelings. Facts, Smokeslam has a 10-year agreement with Tom Lee.
Yep.
That's locked in. That's facts. If you don't know what
that
I'm
is the
talking
park.
about,
That's the location.
yes, that's the location. You can go and listen to last 2 episodes ago because we were able to speak with them on Friday.
Yep.
All that information is there. They're locked in on that spot.
Yep.
Memphis in May, I think, has a 2 or 3 year agreement with the new location, Liberty.
Yep.
So Smokeslam's not leaving that location. They've got long plans. You mentioned it, which I think is the most pivotal point. The location isn't locked in the name. Smokeslam, if they're smart, that bad boy's going to hit the road. Could you imagine Smokeslam Vegas?
I would assume that's the plan.
I think so. Smokeslam in Vegas. Smokeslam in Texas. Like that, you can pick it up and go. Memphis in May looks weird in Nebraska. It doesn't work.
Memphis
that
in
way.
May in Austin.
Yeah,
it's like what? No,
exactly. It's like you can be in we're Juno barbecue in June. Like no, there's a lot that's happening behind the scenes that is playing out in public, and it's a very interesting take. A lot of interesting things happened this week. But as far as all the back and forth, there were some great pivotal things that happened on both sides equally that I respect them both for still doing. There was a huge focus on the youth and the future of the craft. Memphis and May, in conjunction with Home Depot, partnered up with the local Boys and Girls Club in Memphis, and they brought out the culinary department and the team of those students that are interested in that. And they partnered them with these pitmasters and these chefs and these cooks. And we had an ability and a chance to teach them some of the things we knew. We had the option of choosing cooking turkey or pork chops or loin, and had a set of great guys, Eric and James. Congratulations to them. They're graduating and they're going to play on football scholarships. And I was able to show them how I'd cook and how I present, how I season, and a few of the techniques, and they were amazed because they didn't know how that could happen. Yeah. And each station, so whatever it is, shout out to Drake for having people and taking the time to instruct these kids. Loco, Ninja, Weber, I think even Scrub Daddy did something. Yeah. But Gosney making pizzas. Yeah. Mark, man, killing it. They were able to pour into and educate these children, give them an experience that if there is a spark in there, it was fanned instead of extinguished. Yeah. So that was really big and important. And Smokeslam did the same. They had a junior contest going where they got to not really compete, which they did, but also help and learn. And that's really important. I met an amazing young lady. Her name is Riley. I think her name is Steak Princess or Smoke Princess online. Okay. And I was just blown away. One, that she was a fan. Two, knew who I was. And then three, has been killing the game since she was 8 years old. She's 17 now. She's 17 now. She's just always been competing against adults, and she's just recently been able to get into the kids division. You know, she always competed against adults, and she actually won overall grand prize in her division at Smokeslam. $5,000.
It's no joke.
Not at all. Not at all. So she's got amazing talent. I had to introduce her to some of the people at Depot because they're like, this is the future. Yeah. You know, because Depot and I.
Take a look.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I'm getting my resume ready. So because those of you listening, Depot and I are going to work on a initiative to try to create a league of our own, an instructional program for these kids, so that you want them when they're adults and have the disposable, but you've got to invest in them right now. You've got to lean in and teach them the learnings and the processes so they can be even greater and bigger and better than we are now, which I know they are, especially when you have guys, young men like Evan Witherspoon, Gladiator Barbecue. He won at the World Food Champ this weekend and got his qualifiers, so he's going back out again.
Dude, can you imagine where he's going to be? Not even a long way down the road, like 3 or 4 years from now.
Oh, it's going to be crazy.
Like, come on.
Kids got talent. Kids got talent, passion, and drive, and a supportive family system. Shout out to mom and the crew. That matters so much with the youth, because they don't know, and the wrong direction can throw them off for life. But just the right nudge sets them on an amazing path. So I definitely respect both festivals and entities, despite their combativeness towards one another, for still making sure that they poured and thought about the future of our craft, because got to preserve it. Yeah. Speaking about preserving, hey, anyone at Kingsford, you guys want to actually do something about Preserve the Pit?
Preserve a pit?
Any pit. Tomato pit, on pit, I don't care. I'll take a trigger pit at this point.
I was going to say, I mean, neither you or Pops has heard anything about that.
None of the rosters heard anything. Frankly, I'm getting tired of everybody asking me. I'm not on payroll. No. But you know what I've realized, and you've known me for quite some time, if you don't see the job getting done, you got to do it yourself.
There might be some of that happening.
There might be some of that happening. So you guys stay tuned. Not the richest man in the world, but I got enough to make sure I can make an impact. And sometimes that's just what you got to do.
Well, and sometimes that's all it takes. It's for somebody else to get it going, for other people to take notice and
that's right.
Eventually do what should be done.
Agreed. When is your next event so I can get some barbecue?
Indianapolis.
Yeah, Indianapolis.
Do you like NASCAR?
Yeah, or Indy.
Well, Indy, sorry.
Yeah.
Because it's 500. Yeah.
It is 500. So I will be in Indianapolis, actually packing up, and I'm shooting right over there. Be in Indianapolis this week, and then the following week I will be in Detroit for the Grand Prix. So we'll be slinging some steaks and some good, delicious stuff out there. Now, as far as Georgia, I've got some amazing restaurants and buddies that are going to let me do some restaurant takeovers, and I am going to be doing. We'll post the dates like in the next week or so, but in June I'll be doing a restaurant takeover, and we're going to do my dishes. We're going to do some smoked oxtail, might do some smoked red snapper, some red beans and rice, some smoked curry, chicken that I really love. Some of the dishes that I grew up eating we're going to create, and that's going to be the menu. And when it goes, it goes. It's going to be a very small amount of tickets available.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good time. I might see if I can find some Brown Water Company to maybe want to partner with us to keep the pours flowing, you know. But speaking of the competition, I do want to highlight some of the amazing winners here. Winners in their division in Memphis and May, Whole Hog. Shout out to the man, Brad and Brooke of the Shed BBQ. Absolutely deserved. If you were there, you guys would have seen Flat Brad running around. But I'm really excited for him for winning the Whole Hog comp there. My man, Chris Lilly, coming in first. Shoulders. He just knows what he's doing. He's got a great team behind him and trust.
Yeah. And this is Memphis and May.
This is Memphis and May. Yeah. Chris Lilly of Big Bob Gibson. And we also have the rib champ, Mr. Heath Riles, doing it up like no other one can do it. So, yeah. Detroit, not this week, next week. So what's that, first?
Yeah.
I think it's the first. I think it's June 1st, that weekend. So we'll be out there the following weekend. And this coming weekend, this week I'll be in Indianapolis for the Indy 5. And next week is the Grand Prix. And popping over to Texas for a little bit there. Be in Dallas and Houston from, I believe, June 10th to like June 16th or something. So doing all that fun stuff. Other great big news I want to share. My buddy Biff, supports and serves our great military, but he also wants to serve amazing flavors. If you listen to the previous episode, we sat down with Biff before he took off to Top Gun school again. His spice line launched today. It is now available. Hangar Bay Spice Co. It is 100% available. You can go on. You can order the rubs. I'm ordering a bunch just so we can use them as giveaways and show support. But it's really good. You can use it on veggies, meats, protein. I found it really works well on steak and chicken. And chicken, if you let it marinate overnight, perfect. just had to put that out there.
Just saying.
Got to support the whole crew, man. But go check that out for sure. And they're online at Hangar Bay Spice. It's HANGAR. Not the hanger you used to put your clothes on. The other hanger. What stands out to you most from Smokeslam? What are you feeling there?
I mean, what sticks out the most to me, again, was it's like a small shift, but I think something that is like a big shift in the total perspective of like the competition was kind of second. And not that giving out $250,000 is no big deal at all.
It's a hefty check. That's a heavy check to carry.
But it did seem like everything was based around providing a really like premium experience. From
the moment you arrive.
Yeah. To like, yeah. I mean, to me, that's just what it was. It's like, it's a premium experience, and it's the, like, again, I hate to say it, like the competition was second, but it was, everything else was focused on like making a really good experience for everyone showing up and coming to hang out.
Yeah.
And then like the competition was definitely going on, and like that was cool. Those people are still coming through doing their thing. But again, like everything was taken care of, the way it was set up. Like, not trying to bash on anybody here, but that VIP section at Smokeslam.
And we covered that. If you follow the podcast channel, This Week in Barbecue, you should be. Like, subscribe, tell 2 friends to tell 2 friends. But we showed a preview before everyone got there. That was VIP. That was absolutely worth it. you've got your cooling station in there. You've got a charging station. You have a mixologist. There's beverages. The amazing
corporate
view.
Suites upstairs.
Yeah, literal suites. Your own high class restrooms. It was an amazing setup. That was VIP.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about VIP at Memphis and May.
What VIP?
Exactly. VIP was brought to you by Big Green Egg, which is not sponsored in this podcast, and frankly, they can eat anyway.
An egg.
Yes. See, that's what I got around for. It keeps me out of trouble. Yeah. No, I think it's kind of a dick move to put yourself in a festival and then charge people to get into your area.
Yeah.
It's different when your VIP ticket gets you everywhere throughout the festival. Yeah. But then you're there like, no, we know you paid to get in here, but you've got to pay us again to get in our area, which wasn't that great.
I know we were kind of talking about too, like who makes that money?
Exactly. Who's that going to?
Is it Green Egg pocketing all that? Is some of that going back to the festival, I would hope? Like,
I don't know.
It just felt weird.
It felt weird. I'm not knocking it fully because shout out to my man Mel Darkside for being out there cooking food for the crowds and people, but they had the DJ playing to nobody because it's already hot. I just paid to get in and you tell me I got to pay again. It's like going to the nightclub. I paid the valet, paid to get to the door. Now you're saying I got to pay to get into the actual club? What's going on here?
Yeah.
You're paying 2-3 times. You haven't experienced anything yet. So do your research on your VIP. VIP is usually worth it. But when I tell you there was a stark contrast between VIP at Smokeslam and VIP provided by Big Green, yeah, I'm going Smokeslam all day. And from someone who tours and someone who does this and who's always at these events and have been on both sides, the attention to detail, it took us an hour and 15 minutes to get our credentials at Memphis and May. Mm-hmm. We got there. No, you're not supposed to be here. Go here. We go there. No, you're not supposed to be here. You're supposed to be here. Go back to where we were originally, where we knew we had to be.
And just wait.
Yeah, and just wait in this hot sun. No one can tell us where our passes are. Where's will call? We don't know. We don't know. Does anybody know? What do you guys do here? Use these walkie-talkies you have. Hour, 15 minutes later, they're just handed us passes. There's no name, no verification, no nothing. Just handed them like, YOLO.
I think that was my favorite part. We were laughing. We're like, should we have just asked for more passes?
Yeah, we could have said, I could have said I'm a team of 12 and we would have gotten them all. I'm like, then just gone out to the street corner and flip them.
Yeah.
You know? Then we go grab our stuff from Smokeslam. We literally spoke to one attendant. The first attendant we saw. Hey, we're here. We're media. We're doing coverage. Oh, no worries. Just park here. Go straight down. On your right, you'll see a giant sign that says credentials. Like, oh.
Sick.
Oh, okay. Down, back, less than 5 minutes.
You sure I don't have to do anything else?
Yeah, I was like, is that it? Do I got a jump rope, moonwalk, or do that?
And I will say, maybe we didn't find it because I personally did not go looking for it at Memphis in May, but Smokeslam, having a media tent.
Yeah.
Air conditioned, a place to go in, dump some media, make some edits, do your thing.
Yeah. I mean, it would have been nice if that was on the map, but it wasn't, and we're just going to bake out in the sun and pray these batteries hold.
Yeah.
But we're not, I don't want to say we're getting picky, but when
there's an
told
option
us,
now. There is literally another option
and
now.
That's the thing. Like, what are you willing to pay for? Because I can guarantee you're going to get a better experience and attention to detail at Smokeslam, having been there, versus Memphis, where you just sort of tool around and it's fine. And once again, I'm not knocking any of these. Randy, if you're listening, bro, and you don't want to have me back, it's cool. It is what it is. I'm starting my own thing anyway. But this is just what it is from a customer experience standpoint. If I wasn't Rasheed Phillips and I didn't have my name on the sign, on the banners and everything and showcasing, what would have been like if I was here? So that's what I did. And it's like, this is not always ideally great. I want to see so-and-so, but I can't, and then those who you want to see are very quartered off, but Smokeslam just did a great job of making you feel welcomed. Mm-hmm. Like, hey, this could be your first, or this could be your millionth. Kerry, my man, 100 grand, we're just speaking your praises, man. You guys put on a hell of a show. Pegleg Porker himself. It was just a very eye-opening experience there. They had everything you wanted up close, like right there. You can see Keita with monstrous metal racks, the whole legs of pork shoulders, and they had beef. They had rack of lamb. That fire is going. If you want even more intense heat, go to Open Fire Extravaganza and visit Al's Town. That's basically what it was. It's his 7 rig setup of different animals and cabrito and everything, just hanging pork bellies.
Free fire Al Town.
Exactly. In the back end, you got Big T just slobbing off ribs, just dealing them out like a blackjack dealer. Erica's over there doing tastings and rotating. So whatever you want, it's there and it's engaging. You know, people are not just coming for the food; they're coming to engage and learn. And man, when we'll post up photos of everything,
I will say that was all once you got in.
That was all once you got in.
I will say parking and getting into the event was a little bit easier with Memphis and May.
I have to interject. The state princess herself is in here. We were just
she jumped in?
She jumped
nice.
in. We were just singing your praises, Riley. Congratulations to you. Did an absolutely amazing job. It was an honor getting to meet you. When you're running this industry one day, just remember me. I push a mean broom. You know, I can mop. I sharpen knives really well. I was just so blown away by her talent and her conviction. And she's got a line of rubs. They are fully available. We'll make sure we drop that in the show notes. Carrie, you're right. It was a great event. I know you had a hand in with the committee, but you know, I think we're basically preaching the same thing here. It takes a village. It takes a team. You, Melzy, the whole team. You know, Memphis, you guys did an absolute wonderful job with this event, and it it shows.
Yeah.
It really, really shows. And even down to the littlest things. So, I'm not poking fun, but I'm just trying to show areas of improvement. It's Monday. Announcements went out Saturday. Memphis and May has not updated anything social for like 4 or 5 days. You can't go in there and find out who won anything. I don't know who's running the social media team for Smokeslam, but they need a raise.
Yeah.
When I say they are on it, they're on it. I remember watching the announcement, and then 30 seconds later, the graphics, everything's boom, right there. I was like, wait a second.
Didn't they have a full recap out that night?
Yeah, every day. They were knocking out dailies.
You got somebody shooting, you got somebody editing. That is a team.
They had a dedicated team
going.
Because they were, and when we spoke with Melzy last Friday, it was that we said, hey, you guys are answering questions before people even have them. Mm-hmm. Like you're on it. Like, well done. Yeah. And it's those things that make a world of difference. So I say all that to say, you don't have to pick your side. You can enjoy both. But there, as of right now, this for the first year, I'll preface it by saying this. It was the first year, and I could never tell. What up, Pops? Shouldn't you be on a flight?
Maybe he is on a flight.
Maybe.
There's Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I guess.
You just can't make that video call.
No, I know. I'm lucky.
That he's getting detained.
I'm lucky. I know he can't harass me too bad. He's in public. Smokeslam, keep the content coming all weekend. Felt like I was there. Yes, you're right, Ron. Ron, we just shouted you and B's event out, guys. Once again, Ron Connor, one of the most supportive men in barbecue, also rolling killer smoke out there in Chicago. You want that smoke? As we discussed earlier, he's got the meat showcase with my man, 100 Grand. The King of Swine, the King of Georgia Barbecue, Mr. Bryan Furman. So make sure you guys revisit that section. We put it in the show notes. But yeah, Smokeslam made you feel like, oh, you couldn't make it this year? Don't worry about it. We got you. Here's what happened. Here's a play-by-play. It was like ESPN going on there.
Got a top 10 every night.
See, even Carrie, we got the full results printed and delivered to our booth Saturday night with more detail than I've ever seen before.
Wow.
Yeah, and this man knows his competition. He's highly revered. Kerry, brother, I bought a case. I'm saving one of the bottles for Holy Smoke because I need you to sign that one so I can put it up on the shelf with all the others. But no, you're right. This the attention to detail. It truly, truly matters. Yeah, like it's hard. I'm hard pressed. I do have one adjustment to say for Smokeslam, and that was because Mike and Bettina had issues getting in because there were some times where the entry time shifted, but no one was fully alerted.
Yep.
And I get that sometimes happen, but if I'm paying for this, but I can't do that, then just let me know or go about it a different way. The one cat didn't have to be as rude as he was. I got contracts, so I can't lay hands, but still, just keep that stuff in mind. Willie's right. The social media team was incredible. If you guys aren't following Willie, please do. Adventures of a Fat Guy. A laugh, a riot, and just kind-hearted. He's got me on a Scrub Daddy. The way I'm going to be working Penny with the Scrub Daddy tools he got me, I'm going to have to start an OnlyFans for that. I'm going to have me in some Tantadon shorts, oil up with my towel, and just be scrubbing those grates out.
Get some Marvin Gaye playing in the background.
Oh, you know, got to put those slow jams on. Got to scrub it like you mean it. Yo, Willie, can that be our next act? Scrub it like you mean it?
The one other thing I will say, though, is a lot of this stuff was very, like, there are lots of praises going on. Once you were in there, it was great. Getting into Memphis in May was easier. Parking lot was closer. You just kind of walked in.
Yes.
And depending on which gate you went into at SmokeSlam, you had a hike.
I wrote that in the article.
Was it the south side?
South side was good. North side,
that's
north
what it was.
Side, stay away from the north side.
North side, don't even bother. Because, I mean, here's what I'll say. First year, maybe this is something that's not as big of a deal once everything grows.
True.
But, man, you go on that north side gate. There's no parking over there.
Nope.
And then you, like, have to park down a couple blocks.
Yeah.
And then once you make the block and even get to the gate, I think once you get to the gate, it's an easy, like, 0.3.
Yeah. It's at least a third of a mile.
Like,
before you see anything. Like, you guys need to have penny boards or something at the gates, or get bird scooters, because it is a hike.
Yeah.
And with our gear and cameras and everything, it's like, I'm just glad we're not competing. I could imagine all this on the load and on a little wagon I got to drag. Like, that's not happening.
Well, and I will say
Grill, what's up, brother?
Original plan was to go in the same entrance that we had been using for Memphis in May, which is, I mean, those are a lot of stairs.
Those are.
But at least those stairs are literally put you out in the middle of everything.
They shut that whole thing down, which I wasn't a fan of, because it eliminates the area that allows additional parking to relieve the congestion. That was a thing. That was a feedback point that a lot of people were actually DMing the podcast account for yesterday. Was they love the festival, but they're hoping that they work on their loadout logistics, because I guess loading out was a bit hectic.
About that.
So, you know, that feedback's out there for anybody listening that can do something about it.
Yeah. I mean, heck, even like, especially if you're going to be downtown in the middle of everything.
Yeah.
And your parking's going to be weird. Maybe just get like a big lot or partner with like a parking deck or something. Just run some shuttles.
Yeah. I would love to see. Like that. There were shuttles for media on first day, and there's some for crew, but like if you kind
of had to wait for those too. Though, like even once you requested it, it was like, I think I'm just going to go.
Keep walking, because we were at that one. Then we called it. If you offered a ticket option where you can purchase the shuttle add-on, just ride it, and that's all that person's job is, to drop off and pick up, run in a loop, whether that bus empty or not, in 10-minute increments.
Yep.
I'd absolutely pay for that additional
100%.
convenience.
Yeah,
I really would. But those things, it was a good time all around. We sat with Al. We've got some amazing future episodes, sit-downs with people. We sat with Al, Big T, Thyron Matthews. We sat down with Chuck Flavor Train, Chuck Mateo. We talked with a lot of great guys, a lot of amazing insights.
Chuck got in on a little bit of everything while we were out there.
Man, Chuck is running from me. Chuck ain't trying to party with me no more, man. Chuck saw me as like I was the devil reincarnated the next morning. Like, I can't stay away. I can't do it. Everybody wants to hang with Sheed till it's time to hang with Sheed, and you can't keep up. Ain't nothing I can do about it, man.
I would honestly say that's like people is like, it's like, why? you do your thing, he'll do his thing. Just hang out. You'll be all right.
You'll be fine.
All right.
You'll be fine.
You don't want to go toe to toe.
It's never a great sign, ever. But we do have some of the Smoke Masters barbecue, the first place winners from Smoke Champ for the Grand Champions Bacon category winner, Rebel Rooster Review. We've got on their beef, Smoke Masters barbecue, dessert. Fire Dancer Barbecue won it. Duck, Shotgun House Smokers, congratulations to them. Poultry, Team Croy Valley. Seafood, Swine Ontology. And Wings, Phil the Grill. Our man Phil the Grill was out there. Came in there clutch right on. In pork, we got the Pork Porkers. Have to. Ribs, we got the Smoke Masters Barbecue winning it there. Whole Hog, we got Hog Addiction, which we saw their setup there right on that first key to the crew. Brisket, Pit Vipers, and this is the World Junior League, chicken, steak princess, pork, pit vipers again, and then ribs. Steak princess was like, no, I'm going back to back. All right, we're going back to back like it. And she won. So
run it back.
Absolute congratulations to everybody that not only won but walked and just experienced it all and bet on themselves. There's a lot of first-time teams out there. We met cats like Luis and them. They compete over in Puerto Rico and they travel and compete, and they're out testing the waters. So overall, it was a great week for barbecue.
I think
absolute fantastic week for barbecue. It's hard pressed to top.
I mean, there's next year.
Yeah, that's true. I'd love to see where everyone lands next year. I'd love to see if we have friends after this episode.
Yeah, well, next week, if the podcast is just me and Rasheed trying to take back everything we said and apologize, you'll know what happened.
Yeah, then just went sideways really, really bad. But I also think that's part of what people enjoy is that we're not neutral. We just call it how it is.
Yeah.
We call it out as Memphis and May. Randy, Tim, you guys are amazing cats. You've built something that's great, but you rested. You rested on your laurels. You got comfortable. You've been the big dog for so long in such an amazing way, leaps and bounds. The thing is, when you're ahead and you slow down, the hungry cats running fast as ever eventually catch up.
Yeah.
And right now is an absolutely amazing opportunity for you guys.
Yeah.
To get back up. They caught you all on your heels.
Yeah.
They caught you guys on your heels this year. This 10, 15, 20 years from now, this is going to be the moment that people look back at and see, oh, when did they get better or when did they fall off? And this is that pivotal moment for you guys.
Yep.
To switch things up and say, oh, no, we're never going to get caught like that again. We're not going to be just we've been around longer.
Yep.
We're going to step it up even more. This is that time for you guys to do so. Smokeslam. You guys caught them off the line.
Say bravo.
You caught them off the line. They're getting it right there.
Got to jump.
Right? They're there. You're ahead right now.
You're on the radar. You're for sure on the radar.
Definitely on the radar. People are talking about you. Now is not the time to slow down.
No.
Now is the time to kick it into that next year. Like, okay, we did this. How do we do it better? How do we fine tune it more? How do we get more people in here? Who do we need to get in here? Mm-hmm. And I'm very, very interested to see what happens.
Yeah.
I don't know where we'll go or how we'll get there, but we're going to be talking about it. That's for damn sure.
We'll see if we're bouncing back and forth between both of them next year.
When I tell you, I put shout out to having good insoles. If anybody's got a contact at Doc Martin, I'd love to represent them because those things got me vertical.
Yep.
Shout out to Al and his team for keeping us fed while we're at Smokeslam. 100 million thanks to the grill dads. Faye, you guys are amazing, slinging just absolutely delicious.
Oh, dude, I don't know what we would have done if we didn't have their steaks and pizzas and just ripping out all the time.
Yeah, because what people don't understand is we don't actually get to eat. I spend my whole time cooking for you guys. We don't really get to eat aside from the bits other people grab for us. And thank you again for Home Depot for being so well prepared, having so much hydration options there because you've got to keep that stuff in mind. It was a great time. We got to talk with so many people. I got to finally meet Chuck in person, getting to hang out and meet Willie. Tim was us all on stage, and I think Tim said it best when he had us all on stage. I mean, you had me, Mike, Chuck, Willie, Tim, just all the different, brands are showing off of us. We look like a NASCAR, United Colors of Benetton ad up there with all the brands on us, but it didn't matter. No. Tuffy's up there. He's cooking up wings. He's needing extra hands. You got a guy with Depot and Master with myself up there. We're handing stuff out. Kendrick is literally on his Traeger's on his back. We're up there. We're helping. Everyone's always going to help. Yep. Everyone's going to be community first over the competition. And whether you went to Memphis and May or whether you went to Smokeslam, the underlying message needs to be community over competition, experience over titles. That's what matters. Yep. So with that being said, this has been This Week in Barbecue, the barbecue focused podcast that may not have any friends after this episode airs, but
hey,
Shit happens.
Yeah.
I've been your host, Rasheed Phillips, and joining me is, I think he's even slimmed down more since we started, Mr.
Lee Garman.
It's been a time, guys. If you haven't already, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell two friends. We appreciate it. Love y'all. And always be good to one another. See you next time. Wish this was bourbon.
There was enough of that this weekend.
Don't you judge me.
I was participating. I
This
can't
is very
judge.
true.